Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So just when you thought localizers had secured the spot of the most annoying group this week, Western voice actors said hold my beer as they made some of the most tone-deaf and ridiculous tweets you will ever see. In an act of friendly fire, Western voice actors are canceling Crunchyroll, accusing the company of bigotry and disparaging colored and LGBT voice actors by robbing them of roles they're entitled to by virtue of their shared minority status with those characters. That's right, according to the tweets we're about to look at, it's not about who's most qualified, it's not about talent or skill, it's about who looks the most like the physical appearance of the character that is being voiced. And keep in mind, this controversy is about who was hired to voice a character from Mars. Yeah, you think drama is bad in the VTuber and anime-related communities, you haven't seen anything like voice actor drama. So without further ado, let's find out why Western voice actors are risking their careers and reputations to attack Crunchyroll on this issue. So here's the main article we're going to track as we go through the drama here. So Western voice actors accuse Crunchyroll of bigotry for casting white actress as Suletta in English dub of Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury. So let's just establish this from the jump. These Western voice actors, who have been participating in this industry all this time, chose this moment to cancel Crunchyroll. This was the straw that broke the camel's back for them. The hiring of a white voice actress to play a Martian. Yes, it wasn't the systemic and documented history of Crunchyroll mistreating all of their employees, including voice actors, translators, and the studios they license from. No, it wasn't that. It was this hiring that crossed the line for them. Like, just goes to show how hypocritical these people are. They've been putting up with Crunchyroll all these years, but all of a sudden make a giant issue and accuse them of bigotry, a very serious thing, for this hiring in particular. And it's just as ridiculous as it sounds. So, as we go through, these are the characters we're dealing with. A lot of headcanon. This article is right. We're going to deal with a whole lot of headcanon. So people are canceling Crunchyroll over their own headcanon involving these characters and things and traits and characteristics and ethnicities about them that aren't even true. So here was the announcement that caused all the issue. Crunchyroll tweeted out the characters and the voice actresses for the dub of this anime, which is actually out as of yesterday, I believe. So obviously, you have the voice actress of the character Suletta Mercury, who's obviously white. And I don't really know if people are angry about this. They're angry about this for a different reason, don't worry. But this is the main gripe people are having. This character being voiced by this voice actress. And a lot of it has to do with a few things. They believe, based on Twitter comments and the comments of the Western voice actors, that this character is to only be voiced by someone of color. That's the only appropriate fit for this character. Mind you, she's a Martian. Yes, I'm with you guys. You know what? Screw you, Crunchyroll. This is bigotry. You know, this is Marsist. This is racist to Martians. You know, get Elon to fire up the spaceship and let's go to Mars and scoop up a more representative voice actor for this character. Like, do you guys hear how insane you sound? And then look, their excuse beyond that is like, well, Suletta is coded. She's color-coded, which is also weird because you're just assuming based on someone's skin tone that they must be from certain regions of the world. In this case, a lot of people are assuming that the character must be Middle Eastern or some sort of Eastern or North African. It's like, what are you talking about? And in addition to that, they claim that she's also a queer character, which here's the reasoning. This will blow your mind. She's queer because she rejected the arranged marriage between her and this character, who is a woman, yes, but she rejected the arranged marriage. And that made her queer. Again, lots of headcanon in this situation. And also, I find the irony here that Twitter is pushing these characters so hard. And they're both minors, by the way. Like, normally they're screeching over that kind of stuff. but they have no problem pushing these together because they believe the one character is a person of color and queer, and it's like progressive now. But as we go down, this is one of the main players in this whole thing, this voice actor right here, Nazi. He is actually a part of this anime dub. He plays a character in the dub, and he came out, of course, talking about the voice actress hiring for Mercury, and was saying these crazy things about Crunchyroll. It begins with this. It pains me to write this on a day that should be filled with nothing but celebration and admiration towards my peers. Not off to a good start. To feel as though there is a corporate flyer with a risk assessment evaluation stating how much one can get away with before receiving an inordinate amount of backlash. Yes, this is one of those things here. Like, I say this about VTubers slandering companies. This is like a very, like, you worked on this project, and now when it's done and likely you're paid, now you're turning around and virtue signaling on Twitter and making some serious claims about the company. Like, that to me, if I was hiring voice actors, I'd be like, nope, not you, dude. Like, are you going to do the same thing to me? You're going to turn around and accuse me of bigotry the second I'm done working with you? That's crazy. And you had no problem working on the entire project knowing there was this person, a white person, hired for this character. But you still did your job and your part. There was no way you didn't know this. So it makes absolutely no sense. And at the end of the day, we're talking about voice acting, but we'll get back into that. I don't want to get down a rabbit hole too much. He made a further tweet saying, we can sit here and argue the merits of right for the role versus autocast because of ethnicity, but let's not pretend that the quality provided by minority actors is less than the quality of their peers. Nobody's saying that. And he continued to go on, inclusion gives us the ability to tell the stories of our backgrounds. Yes, it gives Martians the ability to tell the stories of their background by voicing this character. Like, again, all headcanon, and you're trying to insert your own narrative. Like, I don't care what your ethnicity is as a voice actor, and I don't care about the background of it. I don't care. It's about voicing a character. These people forget, this is voice acting. Put a voice to a character. It is supposed to be, by itself, by the function of voice acting, the most inclusive form of acting in the world, because it doesn't matter what you look like. Anyone can voice any character if they're the most qualified. It shouldn't be about whose race matches with the character, whose background can be shared through this character. That's completely ridiculous. And that's a hot take nowadays, to say that it's inclusive, that anyone can voice any character. I'm sorry, limiting people to only their ethnic backgrounds when it matches the character is pretty discriminatory, if you ask me. And again, actually, we'll read this tweet first. Even if it is a cookie-cutter project where race ultimately could be neglected, character coding still exists, he argued. Therefore, bringing forth racial relatability to minority consumers. Unfortunately, the more obscure the minority, the easier it is to sweep under the rug. Sad but true. I bring this example out every once in a while. Think about the character Goku, okay? Goku is not a person of color, and yet millions and millions of kids and adults around the world of any ethnicity love Goku because they relate to his character and, by default, the voice acting performance. It doesn't matter about his appearance, and it doesn't matter the appearance of the voice actor. They just love the character and its execution. And if we want to, I've kind of ignored the elephant in the room here, but if we want to apply this sort of standard where people's ethnicities can only match the appearance of their character, well, the dub industry just fell apart because 90% of characters are supposed to be Japanese. So it's okay for other races, including white and people of color, to voice Japanese characters. Isn't that wrong by your own standards? Like, the whole dub industry would fall apart. And honestly, here's a solution for this whole thing. You guys can't voice the Japanese characters unless you're Japanese. So let's just have Japanese voice actors voice the characters in Japanese, and then we'll add English subtitles for Westerners, and then use other services to bring that to them. Bing, bang, boom. I just solved the whole racism problem and it also crushed the dub industry at the same time. Magnificent. But it's a ridiculous standard. You get my point. And he goes on to say even further, may there come a day where the ambiguous nature of remote recording allowances is foregone and opportunities are provided to actors and directors alike to make the best possible products. Exactly. The best voice for the character, regardless of their appearance or ethnicity. It should be down to the best person to make the best possible product. And all that matters in the dub industry is their voice. He kind of owned himself here, but this is kind of the disappointing part. Another fellow voice actor, Inaris Quinones, who you might remember, entered the fray here, and this is easily one of my most popular videos of all time. It's from a couple years ago, where a bunch of people rallied around her because someone was upset that she was voicing Mirko from My Hero Academia, and they said that black should sound black. And of course, some of the irony was that she is black. And the main takeaway from all that is that who cares about the race of voice actors compared to the characters they're playing? Because all that matters is the voice. And I remember millions of people rallying behind her under that message of the voice is what matters, not the person and not the relationship with the character based on their skin color. And she jumps in saying it's very disappointing that despite all the resources publicly available to find diverse talent, minority voice actors still cannot have opportunity to represent themselves for a extremely rare, groundbreaking minority lead in anime. Especially this, whatever, I don't know what that means. Look, this is not extremely groundbreaking. It is a Martian, okay? A Martian with a little bit of color to their face. And it's truly not that deep. They have plenty of diverse talent. And you know what? If there's not enough now, there should be more. But this is not like the example you should be going with. And it all circles back to, in order to fix this complaint, you have to hire people based on their ethnicity, which is wrong. It's not, it sounds as bad as it does. You have to just pause and say what this is. You are hiring people based on their physical appearance and their ethnicity. That's not good. It's a terrible, terrible precedent that could be flipped right back at you in the worst ways. Like now, Quinones, I don't feel comfortable with you voicing Japanese characters. And there's plenty of them. And there's screenshots of her voicing characters with pale skin. And nobody bats an eye at that. But if you're going to complain about someone, a white person voicing this Mercury character, you can't get away with this stuff yourself because you're a hypocrite by your own standards. And she cleared it out with pretty lame that Crunchyroll's strong preference for local talent affects authentic representation in a major role. Casting a wide pool for the biggest anime show of the year and not a MENA queer lead in a major franchise says a lot. Authentic representation. Remember, they are talking about the character Mercury from Mars. Ladies and gentlemen, not a good look for Western voice actors on this day. They really kind of made themselves look terrible. And in this case, Quinones has shut down a bunch of her accounts due to the backlash from this. It's not good. It's not looking good. And there's tweets of some voice actors who are outside of the drama basically being like, this is so embarrassing to be a part of by virtue of being a voice actor. It's not good. But are we really surprised that dub voice actors are behaving like this? I'm not. But that's going to do it for this video. Please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.